Okay, exercise 3B question 4. First of all, they give us a function. Okay, they give us a function that is fx is equal to 4x over x squared plus 1. Okay, then part A, they ask you to show f prime x. Then they ask you to draw the sign diagram. Show f prime x they ask you to show f prime x, then draw sign diagram of f prime x. They didn't say, they just say draw sign diagram only. I add in, draw sign diagram of f prime x. Okay, why they want you to find, okay, why they ask you to do part A first before you do part B? Why they ask you to do part A first before you do part B? Okay, Ziqi, can you please explain first? Ziqi?
To find where the graph is increasing or decreasing.
Yes, I know, definitely. But why I say part A will help you to find part B? What are the things that you know?
Because of
About,
the sign diagram.
yeah, because of the sign diagram. So what? So when you are helping your friend, you are explaining to them, correct? You cannot say because of the sign diagram. So what? Why must I draw that sign diagram? I will ask question like that. So if I ask my teacher, I will ask my teacher, teacher, in order to solve part B, why must I draw the sign diagram of part A? Part A, why must I draw the sign diagram of f prime x? So I can ask question also in the exam. If I want to find the interval of x where y is increasing or decreasing, I ask why must I draw the sign diagram of f prime x? Why? Because your friend cannot find the interval means they don't know why. Zuzi, can you try to answer again? So, yes, Zuzi don't want to try. Okay, if you don't, then I ask another person to try. Okay, Xingren?
To find the intercept.
Why you need to find the intercept?
Because the intercept, you can, between the intercept, you can know the region is positive or negative.
If I
Then
know
you
the
can-
region, okay. It's okay. I know where you come from. Okay, if I know the region is positive or negative, so what? How can it help me to do part B? So your friend have that problem. They don't know how to make use of part A to solve part B because they don't know certain things. You all know, but you all don't know how to put it in words. Okay, Sharwin, do you want to try?
From the sign diagram of A, we can get the interval.
Yeah, I know. How am I going to, from the sign diagram of A to get the interval? That is the issue they have. On what basis I choose the interval? Do you get me? You see the way you explain, you are at the level of, okay, when you talk about thinking skill, when you talk about solving a problem, okay, you are only use whatever you have to solve the problem. You didn't explain to a person why you use that. What knowledge you have about that? Okay, so never mind. I will try to lead you to get the answer. Okay, it's very hard, I know. So we have the f prime x. They ask us to show is -4 x plus 1 x minus 1 then over x squared plus 1 squared. Okay, there is no vertical asymptote for this case. So the f prime x sign diagram, it can be any value of x. Am I right? Someone have given me the answer. Okay, so I will put a 1 here, -1 and a 1 here. Correct? So what does the -1 and the 1 there tell me? So you as a reader, you must know. Okay, then over here, less than -1. This will be negative, negative, negative. Everything will be negative, then positive, then negative. Am I right? Okay. So what does this sign diagram tell you? So you have to know. So that is the reason why I say when you do part A, why must you do part A first before you can get the answer for part B? Your friends, some of them, they don't know how to get the answer from part B is because they don't know the meaning of this sign diagram. You see, there's a lot of things that when we tell you, right, you don't know the meaning. So that's why you cannot solve part B. Okay. So I need you to tell me the meaning of part B. Okay, Wen Cheng. Try to interpret the sign diagram. Try to interpret this sign diagram.
When there is negative sign means that the rate of change of fx is negative.
Correct. So I must have this in mind. If f prime x is less than 0, means we put a negative sign. This implies my y equal to fx is decreasing. You see, these are all the information that you must have in mind. And it's good that you write in your notes, you have a function, you write down the sign diagram, then you write down all these statements. So that is the meaning. That is called interpret. If not, the sign diagram won't be meaningful to you. Okay. Thaddeus?
Yes, Miss.
Continue. There are a lot of number, a lot of sign inside. I just interpret one sign only.
So if f prime x is greater or equal to -1 and smaller or equal to 1.
We try to give a general statement first.
Greater than 0.
That means positive sign, correct? This implies?
Y equal to fs is increasing.
Yeah. All this is possible is because the meaning of f prime x. So meaning of f prime x is, just now, when Cheng said the rate of change of f y equal to fx, or is the slope function for y equal to fx. So that is the most important thing. That's why right from chapter 2 we learn. So why we need to find rate of change? Why we need to find the derivative? Because the derivative of the function is the rate of change of that function. So if the rate is positive, means the slope is positive, that means it's going up. Then from this sign diagram, I have another interpretation. So what is that interpretation? Okay. Siti, Andy, Siti Haja. Andy?
Miss?
Yeah. There's another two very important values, specific value on the sign diagram of f prime x that I must interpret also.
If x equals to -1, the rate of change is stationary.
Do we say the rate of change is stationary?
Rate of change of fx is 0.
Yeah. That means the rate of change of fx, y equal to fx, is 0. So this means f prime -1 is 0 and f prime 1 is also 0. So this gives us the characteristic of the point. Yeah, then we know that this is called the stationary point, because stationary means the rate of change is 0, is stopped changing. So what is another function of this sign diagram? What is another function of this f prime x sign diagram? Brian? What can it do for us? What can it help us to solve other than find the interval? Brian?
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, what else? What else it can help us to do other than answer part B? Or I should ask someone to answer part B first, then ask you this question. Okay, Kevin, so what is the answer for part B? Y equal to fx is increasing when x, Kevin?
When x more than one, more than one, and x more than -1.
X is more than -1 or less than 1, this interval. Because it's positive. Clear? So that's how you get the interval. And y equal to fx is decreasing. Okay, Kevin, can you give me? When x,
Less than or equal to -1.
okay, you want to put equal, I will not bug you wrong as well. If you don't want to put equal, it's fine as well. Because at x equal to -1, it is stationary, or x more than or equal to 1. Up to you. You want to put equal, go ahead. If you don't want to put equal, it's fine with me. That is the point where it start to decrease. That is the point that it start to increase. It's fine. So you see, if you have the understanding of this, you sure can answer part B. Correct? So when you write in your notes, you can take this as an example and write down all this. You see, that is how you prepare your notes for your exam. You have to know how to interpret all the signs. You don't wait for Miss Doe to interpret for you. Because exam, I'm not going to tell you how to do. So it's your responsibility to know. Okay, so Bram, other than help us to answer question like part B, what else this sign diagram can help us to do? Do you know? Or have you written down in your notes? You see, when I call you all like that, you can't give me the answer straight away, correct? That means you didn't prepare your notes at all. Your own notes, 1 page handwritten, is yours. You are going to bring into the exam hall. That is the tool to help you. Is another use of this sign diagram. Bram, I happen to ask you, okay? Yeah, someone said maximum and minimum point. Okay, can, but there's a lot of questions will not ask you maximum or minimum, am I right? Yeah, there is one. I don't deny that. But the question won't ask like that. The question will say, okay, it can help you to sketch the graph. I don't deny that also. Some more? Yeah, you say turning point. Turning point is included here. Yeah, stationary, turning point, everything included in part 1. I don't deny that. Some more? Okay, to know the convex or concave shape, that is F double prime X, not F prime X. One more, the question will ask in such a way, they won't say maximum, they won't say minimum, they won't say turning point, they won't say stationary point at all. We have done that in review 3A. Review 3A, which one? There's one question. Review 3A, question 9. Review 3A, question 9. You see, they will not. They will not say maximum, minimum. They will use the word. What is the word? Hello, do you have your textbook with you? Yes, they will use the word classify. Okay, what is another word that they will use other than say classify? Other than classified, what is another word that they will use? Christopher, any idea?
Concave up or down?
No, that is F double prime, Christopher.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, it's okay. So you see, if you don't master all these, if exam I use different word, you are in trouble.
Sorry, what
Okay.
about identify?
Identify, I just identify.
Okay.
It's the word classify. Okay. There is someone who use another word that I never think of. That is the feature. I can ask you for the feature. Okay. The feature of the turning point. But so far in the textbook, I haven't used it before, and I also didn't use it before. So possible. Yeah, you can ask as feature. Yeah, some more. Start with N. Yes, nature. I can ask the nature, feature, classify, the turning point. Or we will say the stationary point, not so much of turning point, stationary point. Okay, so class is very important. So you see, it's very easy for Miss Do just to give you the answer for part B. But by discussing like that, you only know how to solve this problem. If I change the problem, then you die. So class, this is a very good example, and all the one in red should be the things that you are supposed to write in your notes. So you have to thank your friend asking this question. So you see, when you learn maths, you don't just do the exercise, you have to get ready first. I got a function. I find the derivative. I have to know the meaning of the derivative. Then, why I need to draw the sign diagram? What the sign diagram can help me to do? So these are called thinking skill. When you ask all these questions, you think. The moment you can answer all the questions you ask yourself, then you can solve the problem. You don't have to pay 3,000 to go and learn how to think. You do maths, you will learn how to think. Okay? Any further question on this part? I hope by now everyone should know the purpose of finding derivative. The purpose of drawing a sign diagram. And the purpose of us attending the class. So for me, I teach maths not so much of teaching you the facts. You can have the facts anywhere. You can go to YouTube and learn, but it's the way you approach the facts. Any question? No more. Okay, 3B, question 8. Yeah, okay, I will repeat that again. Actually, we have done it before, and the answer from the question is a bit different. Correct? Okay, I will explain that. 3B, question 8. Okay, what is required by this question? The moment you have this type of question, correct? You see, fx is equal to x plus k. There is a constant involved. And the question said, what range of value could the constant k have? They say, suppose fx is increasing for all x. Okay, so the question is, what range of values could the constant k have? So what is one of the very important information given to us? Gladys?
The fx is always increasing.
Okay, so now we start to interpret this. If fx is always increasing, then what does it tell us? What must we have in mind? We just did it 2 hours ago, 2 minutes ago. Okay, Hao Xuan,
Huh?
if fx is increasing for all value of x, so what type of sign diagram must I have?
What kind of?
What type of sign diagram? We have many sign diagram, correct? So you have to know. Like just now the question, correct? I want to solve this problem, correct? Part A asked me to draw the sign diagram of f prime x. Then I have all this knowledge. Then I can answer this question. Okay, so now for this question, what should I do? Based on this information, what should I do?
Increasing, then the stationary point.
No, what machine must I have? Like for example, I want to make bread. I want to have a factory that make bread. I must have a bread machine, correct? So now I want to solve this problem. They give me the information of increasing for all value of x. So what must I do?
So wait, x is all bigger than 0?
No, it's not.
Oh, you're right. So x is always
Okay.
no.
Okay. Hold on. Look at here.
Okay.
Look at here.
Oh,
You see? You don't know what machine to use, you fail. The moment they want me to, the moment they give me this information. So Hao Xuan, tell me. Fx is, decreasing. Thanks, Bram. It doesn't matter, like, yeah.
X equals -1.
No, it's not finding x. Hello, we are not finding x, we are finding k.
K equals
But
-1.
how am, no, you cannot find something. Hello. Young people, you are not standard 1, you are not standard 2. 1 + 1 = 2, straight away. No need to think. 5 divided by 5 = 1. This one no need to think one. No step. But for this type of questions, they ask you to find this. Do you think you can find this straight away? The answer is no. You must know how to use this to help you to get to this.
So draw the sign diagram.
Sign diagram of what?
F prime.
Yeah. So if you want to draw the sign diagram of f prime x, so what must you do first?
Find the derivative.
So you see, do you see in the exam, when you see a question, you have to ask yourself like that. From what you want to find from the information given, trace up. Then after that, work down. So are you clear, class? So from here, I know.
Clear.
So that is how I plan. So here, I know this. F prime x must always negative. So that is how I interpret. So now, what I need to do next, must find f prime x function. Okay? So now you find f prime x function. So f prime x equal to, okay, so it will be x squared plus k times 1, take away x plus k times 2x, the whole thing divided by x squared plus k. So I have x squared plus k minus 2x squared minus 2kx. The whole thing divided by x squared plus k, the whole thing squared. So I have negative 2x, negative x squared, I simplify. Negative x squared minus 2kx plus k, then divided by x squared plus k squared. So I base on this information now, I start to solve the problem. So f prime x is always negative. That imply, now you look, the bottom is positive, correct? That means negative x squared minus 2kx plus k must always less than 0. So you see how I think my thought. So now another skill. So this question, that's why I very scared question that is very short. That means a lot of hidden information you yourself must know. Okay, then what should I do next? I have to think of a way to solve which one? I have to solve what? Now I have to solve this issue. So you have to ask yourself how to solve this. So how to solve this? How?
You have to, what was it? Use your scientific calculator and to
How
find
to use scientific calculator?
specifically, you have to first.
You have the K. You have the K.
Oh, right. You can actually put x as 1 and negative 1, then, oh yeah, still unknown. So cannot use.
That's why I say never ever think of calculator. Do you remember Ms. Do told you, if any inequality. So now, this is thinking like this is a function. You have a gx function. That is this function. Still remember you learned in high school?
Yes. If
The correct, wait. Johan, don't be too quick. Listen to me first. You still remember your quadratic function?
yes.
So your quadratic function, when you say about quadratic function, correct? You have this case. You have this case. You have this case. You have this case. Am I right?
Yes.
There are 4 possible cases. Am I right?
Right.
So this case means it is always negative. So for this case, this case is which one? Is which one? Okay, this is 1. Okay, I give you 1, 2, 3, 4. For our case here, this one, okay, is which one? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the one? Okay,
4.
which is the one?
Wait.
Ian, Ayman?
4.
No,
Number
no,
4.
Johan, do you have your notes with you?
Yes.
Are you sure you have this one with you? That one is right from the very beginning, August, the time when I teach you.
Hold
Ian,
on.
Ayman, which one?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, Ian, Ayman, can you explain why number 2?
Because the graph is always below 0.
Yeah, because the graph is definitely because the graph is always below 0. I know. How based on this, Ian, Ayman, how based on this you come to a conclusion? Based
Always
on
negative?
the GX. How you know? I know here I want always negative. But how you know is here? How you know is this graph and it's not this graph? First of all, because now I give you a choice, then you can choose. You can base on this sign and choose. If I don't give you a choice, then how? Because the A is negative, right?
Yeah.
So the graph must be concave down. Quadratic, you can analyze like that. So yeah, the graph is, okay, the situation is number 2. So when you have the situation number 2, what does it tell you about the quadratic function? Okay, so from here, what can you come to a conclusion? What can you come to a conclusion? Rachel?
Yes,
What
miss.
conclusion can you make? Some of you have told me already in the chat. Whenever you talk about a quadratic function, what you need to remember is there's a very important expression, correct? And we call it the determinant, correct? So what is the determinant? We are talking about b squared minus 4ac, correct? So you see, for me, I will always memorize. If I see a quadratic function, I want to solve certain quadratic inequality, I will think of b squared minus 4ac. So in this case, b squared minus 4ac should be greater than 0 or less than 0 or equal to 0.
Less than 0.
Why less than 0?
Because it's always negative.
No.
Oh.
This one also b squared minus 4ac. less than 0?
Because it does not touch the y-axis.
It does.
Oh, not
Because
y,
the-
sorry, the
no.
x-axis.
Yeah. So that is the reason. So now I put down my B. Sorry, write wrongly. B squared. Sorry, 2k squared, negative 2k squared minus 4ac must be less than 0. So I have 4k squared plus 4k must be less than 0. So now I got another issue, how to solve this inequality of k. So I have to draw the sign diagram for this function. I call it hk. That is 4k squared plus 4k. So I draw the sign diagram. That is k equal to 0 and negative 1. Am I right? So you see how much things to be done. Do you know how I get negative 1 and 0? Key into your calculator again. So this is the variable is k. And here is positive, negative, positive. So what do I want? Less than 0. Choose the negative region. So therefore, I answer the question. Hello, young people. You want to master something at a higher level? Do you know how much you must have in your mind? I won't be able to see the answer until I know how to interpret this. So I know this is a situation. So I just be strong and courageous, find f prime x first. Then look at the situation, step by step, work it out. You see, I can come up with the same question again in the exam. And I can guarantee you, if you don't do it step by step like that, I can explain the same question. I got try once. I explained the same question 10 times in the class. And I come up with the same question in the class and my student don't know how to do. So what is the issue now? Young people, you ask yourself.